for pulling cars onto a trailer.
Yeah, maybe. It doesn't seem to have as much lift as the old one.
Right?
So we got a 351 Cleveland. Gonna try it in the 40 Ford frame, see if it's got any clearance now that we've taken out the front cross member. So we're gonna drag it out front and try and drop it into place in the frame. This is about as far as I could get it with the truck. I guess I've got to use the engine hoist to get it centered. And, it's sitting on the X back there. We took off all the non-essential things like the power steering pump and the alternator and the fan and the pulley. And let's see, the exhaust, it looked really nice from the top, but you can see it rusted through the bottom, so we cut that off. And there was a cross member attached to the transmission mount. That's gone. But it's got to move forward quite a bit to fit in between the frame rails, and I'm afraid I don't have that much space up here before my pulley starts hitting on the rack and pinion steering. The oil pan might clear, but I don't know, it looks kind of iffy. But I'm going to try and center it in the frame and see how it works. I can always go with a Chevy. So, you know, these things don't roll good in dirt and in grass and stuff. So I got a trick up my sleeve here. We use a ratchet strap to attach it to the dolly, and we don't do this. What we got to do, let me see if I can put this tripod down somewhere, and I don't know if you can see it good enough from there, but so there it is, somewhere near where I'm on it. And it's this way. There's my crowbar. This will work. There's always a way to do it if you put your mind to it. So now I'm lined up. I got to push the whole thing forward, but it rolls pretty easy. Let me shut this off for a minute. Water running out. Uh-oh, sprung a leak somewhere. Okay, so turns out it didn't roll so easy with this 2x4 up against the tire, holding the weight of the engine. So I had to use old Betsy here, my trusty tractor, and I dragged it out with no problem. So now I've got to go back with it, I guess, and that's easier to do. Alright, but for the transmission to fit, doesn't look like it will. Just about there, but this seems like there's going to be a clearance problem here. Transmission line. Yeah, this engine is not going to fit in this frame. So back to the original plan, Chevrolet V8 in a Ford pickup. Yeah, I know people don't like it, but they're not building it, so. I have a 302 with a Bronco oil pan, which puts the hump in the back. So if I wanted to run a 302, I could probably get by with that Bronco oil pan, but I don't think I want to go through all that trouble, because I know how easy it is to put a Chevrolet engine together. This one has been sitting around for 20 years, and I don't think it'll turn over. And I would have to pull it all apart and clean the cylinders out. They probably rust in there. So I guess this plan is dead. Back to the original plan with the Chevrolet V8 automatic. Easy to drive, easy to maintain. Not as impressive if you're one of those guys who thinks a Ford fits in a Ford and a Chevy goes to a Chevy, but I think they're equally bad. So, yeah. So instead of going with a bad Ford engine, I'll go with a bad Chevy. So that's the end of this project, I guess. So the 351 Cleveland is going back into storage. The C6, I believe, automatic transmission. Has it got the reverse lockout? I don't see it. Some of them had it in the floor shifter, some of them had it on the side of the transmission. I think the C6 had it on the floor shifter. I don't see any neutral safety switch on this one, so I think it's a C6. Anyway, it's going back into storage. If anybody's interested in buying it, I can guarantee it doesn't turn over right now, but it only had 63,000 miles on it when I pulled it out of the 73 Mustang. I don't think I'll ever get around to using it. I'm getting too old to keep building these things. Maybe Richard will find a use for it. At least I showed you how to move this thing around in case you had any problems like that in the past. Now you know how to do it, and now you know that a 351 Cleveland won't fit into a 40 Ford chassis without a whole lot of modifications. So, lesson learned, and I think I'll go have a can of beer and try to sell Richard's car. It's on the front lawn next to my Mustang 67. So since this is a short video, I might as well sell some cars too while we're at it. We've got this MG Replica, 1953 MG Replica. It's in real nice shape, excellent interior, good top. The engine has just been rebuilt. It's got oversized pistons and jugs, and you can see the carburetor is reasonably new. It's a new oil pump. It runs great. I think if you got $8,000, you could drive this home. He'd even let you use his place. But we'll listen to reasonable offers. I mean, it's not like that's set in stone. That's the asking price. We'll see how people flinch when I say what the price is, and decide whether or not to come down. And then of course there's always this. Been trying to sell this for a while. It's everything's new on it, all rebuilt. New floors, new quarter panels, new gas tank, new brakes, new exhaust, new shock absorbers, new fuel pump, new carburetor, new radiator, new upholstery on the front seats, new custom steering wheel. Somebody buy one of these, huh? So we can continue on with our projects. There's also this Lincoln for sale. Look at those fins, huh? Sort of a Batmobile size fins on there. It's a 1957 Premier. 8-cylinder, 10 different lights up front. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 over there. 10 lights in the front. The interior is in pretty good shape. As you can see, Got a real nice Lincoln steering wheel. It needs a little bit of work to fill those cracks. The carpet's good. Headliner is kind of sagging. But back seat is nice too. I think this is the oil pump. I replaced the oil pump to get the pressure up a little higher because the light was flickering when it idled. See the electric fuel pump there. It's been a problem keeping it running. I'll be honest with you. That's why I'm selling it cheap. We've had it running, and it'll start if you want to start it, but it doesn't run good. And it's just a beautiful car that needs some love. And I got too many cars, too many loves. So this one is on the back burner until someone comes along and makes a decent offer, or until I run out of cars to work on.